Hey you witches, how you doing? I am outside in my beautiful backyard. It is hot here in Edmonton, Alberta. It is supposed to be hotter than Florida during the next week here. We're having a major heat wave and it's beautiful, and I thought I'm gonna shoot outside today. You can actually see that's my fire pit in the background there. But yeah, we're out here on my deck, and I thought I'd do a little video about 13 ways that you might be a traditional witch. So for those of you who are new around here, my name is Taya, and for those of you who are returning, maybe coming in from another video, hello and welcome, thank you. And yeah, all of you, please consider subscribing. It's a great way to help us build the channel. So 13 ways that you might be a traditional witch. So this is just a random list, no specific order. And you know what? Just because you identify with some of these, you might not be a traditional witch. And you might be a traditional witch and not identify with some of these. And that's okay. Don't come at me. It was just a quick list that I put together that I thought was sort of, to me, what being a traditional witch is sort of about. So, point number 1. Love and light, new age witchcraft, even Wicca are not your jam. Now, no hate on any of that. It's just not in your comfort zone. That's not where your comfort zone rests. Number 2, you don't follow the Wiccan read, the do what you will, harm none idea. In fact, you're probably cool with baneful or hexing magic. Now, not all traditional witches practice baneful magic, but most of us do and have some comfort level. Now, that's not to say we're just out there willy-nilly. We do have an ethical code, a personal ethical code, to each witch her own, on how and when baneful magic is used. But for the most part, we're pretty comfortable with it. Number 3, you're comfortable with the devil, old horny, the man in black. Now, to be fair, that is not the same as the Christian devil, as Satan, but the folklore devil. You're comfortable with that idea. Number 4, you don't see the god and goddess as consorts. You may refer to them as the witch father, the witch mother, putting them more in a position of guidance and nurturing. In fact, you may not even work with deities at all, but you definitely don't see the god and goddess as consorts. Number 5, you work with spirits. So spirits of your place, ancestors, maybe demons, demonology, spirits, a deity. And when we talk about spirits of your place, it's kind of that animistic view that everything has a spirit. So this beautiful vine behind me has a spirit. This bamboo plant has a spirit that I can choose to work with and further my magical practice. Number 6, you rock a stang or a staff rather than a magical wand. Number 7, your magic circle that you cast is not seen as a protective barrier to keep out the baddies, but more as creating a liminal space within which you can visit the other worlds. You'll erect your stang within the compass, and you can climb it to the upper worlds, you can climb it to the lower worlds, to the underworld, and you can visit and, deal with the different spirits of those realms. Number 8, conventional Western esoteric correspondences for directions and elements don't make sense. So traditionally it's, not traditionally, but I suppose in the Western tradition, it's east is air, north is earth, south is fire, and water is west. In traditional witchcraft, we see the north is air, so the air above our head, and south is the earth beneath our feet. East is the fire of the rising sun, and west is water. Number 9, your practice is very much founded in regional and ancestral practices. So you read folklore and documented history, and you apply that to your local habitat and what you have available to you. You work with the spirits of your place, like the spirits of the lakes, the trees, the local plants, etc. Number 10, you don't strictly follow the wheel of the year with its 8 Sabbats. You might choose those festivals that appeal to you, and then you're going to sprinkle in your local and ancestral customs and traditions. So as a traditional witch, I grew up Roman Catholic, celebrating Easter and Christmas. I still celebrate Easter and Christmas in a secular sense. They are part of my wheel of the year. I don't really celebrate Yule. I do celebrate the winter solstice, and then I celebrate Christmas. That's my Yule season, but I don't really celebrate Yule in and of itself. I don't celebrate Ostara. I celebrate, is it the spring equinox, and then Easter. Let's see, where are we? That was number 10. Yeah, that was number 10. So number 11, speaking of things like Christmas and Easter, your religion may be separate from your witchcraft. So while there are like a lot of pagan-based traditional witches, you can be a Christian or Jewish witch and be a traditional witch as well. In fact, there's quite a few. Number 12, you read a lot of folklore and historical documents, because number 13, you like doing your research. There are not many books available at like Chapters and Barnes and Noble, and so you need to seek out niche publication houses, like Troy Books, that kind of an idea, and take all of the information that you gather from these sort of unique sources and then adapt it into your local regional practice. So you do a lot of research and a lot of adapting that research to fit what you're doing in your local time and place. So I hope that helped with 13 signs that you might be a traditional witch. Maybe I missed some. If you can think of any other ones, leave them down in the comments. Otherwise, we will catch you in the next one. Thanks so much, you guys.